Welcome to Going the Distance. My name is William Kuskin, and this is our Tech Friday session with Donna Hall. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to this session and to welcome all our streaming live participants, our synchronous participants here. These Tech Fridays are part of a larger series that I invite you all to. The series includes 11:30 Monday discussions with instructors, and those have been very successful. We've had a great round of them, and what I love about those is that they are all aimed at a fairly high level of discussion. We tend towards the abstract, which I think higher education pedagogy benefits greatly from high-level discussion. We also have the Wednesday and Thursday continuing ed tutorial sessions. Those are listed on the Going the Distance website, and those are led wonderfully by Donna Hall, who is our Tech Friday speaker. Fridays 11:30s, we have themed investigations. As opposed to Mondays, the Fridays are designed to get into the weeds. And today's topic is videos and quizzes. Very important as we move into either a hybrid or all online modality for teaching for the fall. I also want to put two other affordances on your calendars. One is we have opened, and this again is thank you very much to Continuing Ed and to Donna Hall, we have opened the community course. And the community course is a Canvas course. It both trains you in getting up to speed in Canvas and also offers a series of templates that you can download from the course and upload into your own section. These are wonderful, and they will get you going in Canvas. So please take advantage of that, the community course. You can find more information on that at the Going the Distance website. And as long as I'm here and I have you, I'm going to throw that up on our chat session here. Let me see. Donna's probably going to beat me to that, but I'm doing my best. Okay, I'm going to put that in chat right here. So please visit that website. It's simply colorado.edu/engineering/going-the-distance, one word, and you can find a lot of help there. But I also want to call your attention to the Monday, July 27th symposium. We're currently working on a 4-hour symposium on online learning, and it's called What's Your Plan?, which essentially phrases the problem we are all facing. What is our plan for the fall? And that symposium will feature speakers, but also roundtable discussions. It's based around a series of roundtable discussions, and I think it'll be tremendously helpful. We're organizing that now. Expect to hear more for it later. So, with no further ado, let me introduce my colleague and a true expert in online and remote learning, Donna Hall. Donna, I turn this over to you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Donna Hall. I'm an instructional designer with Continuing Ed, and we are now helping all faculty. It doesn't matter if you're teaching online for Continuing Ed or you're teaching a face-to-face hybrid or whatever you're teaching, we're here to help. Becky has joined me. She's another instructional designer. Becky, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Becky, and I work with Donna. I've been doing instructional design for about 10 years at a few different schools from coast to coast, and I love it. It's really exciting to get to help with this movement to remote as well, just because we're getting to do so many things, so I'm glad to be here.
Okay, and I make this really informal. If you have questions, feel free to ask them or post them in chat, and we'll answer them as you go along. And if we don't know the answer, between Becky and I, we'll figure it out. We might have to email it to you, but we will figure out or send you to the person that can help you. Okay, so let's get started here. So today we're going to talk about how to do videos, what tools are available, and then if you want to set up a quiz in the video so you can have students check their knowledge, or you want to actually quiz them on it, or some people use the quiz tool to help them take attendance and know that the students have watched the video. It's a way to do it. So we're going to talk about two different products, Kaltura and then PlayPosit. So we'll start here, the very basic. You want to leave a comment for a student video. So if I'm in an assignment and I'm in SpeedGrader, and you can type comments, but sometimes it's easier for you to do a little video. You can actually make a media comment with this button right here. This does use Flash, so you do need to enable Flash on your browser, but when you click this, it lets you pick whatever mic you want to use and the webcam, and then you can start recording and talk to your student directly. Or if you have another program that you use to record videos, you could actually upload the file. These can only be 5 minutes, so they can't be used for lectures or anything like that. It's strictly for comment. These are also not stored in my media, so you don't have access to this file once you record it, other than it's right here. So there's no way to download it or anything else. So just be aware of that. But it's really great for just being a little more personal with your students as far as giving them comments. Any questions? Go ahead.
Hi, Donna, it's Leland. So does that mean that you can't, how do I say this? You can't review your own video to see how you sound before posting it?
No.
Okay.
So this is informal, and this is like fireside chat. You're talking to your student. If they came into your office, you're going to stumble, or you might, oh, wait a minute, same type of thing. So it's just very informal. Okay.
Thanks.
Donna, can I ask, and if you do want to just play with it, as Leland kind of said, you would just do this in the sandbox?
You could do it in the sandbox, or you could make an assignment that you have not published to your students.
Uh-huh.
And then you could go in there and play with it a little.
Thanks.
Okay. So as far as recording lectures, creating quizzes with lectures, that kind of stuff, there's two products, Kaltura, PlayPosit. Kaltura is integrated right inside of D2L. It's much easier to learn. It's less glitchy, and it feeds grades right into the grade book. So we're going to look at that first. So my media is where you access Kaltura. When you go into my media, it might take a minute to open. And I've actually found that if we're pretty good because it's a Friday. If it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, in the middle of the day, it seems to slow down because I think there's a lot of people uploading and doing stuff in Kaltura. So just be aware of that when you're trying to do videos, create them and upload them. I highly recommend early morning, late evening. Also, you want to use Chrome. If you use other browsers, uploading the media might take a whole lot longer. You also want to make sure that you are on a really high-speed internet connection. So if your internet connection tends to freeze up on you, you might want to go, and you didn't hear me say this, sit outside a McDonald's or a Starbucks to upload your videos. Go somewhere where there's a fast internet connection, because it can hang up on you, okay? And when you're uploading videos, you want to make sure that you do not turn your computer off while it's uploading. If you do, it stops the upload and it stops anybody else that's uploading after you from getting their video uploaded and converted. So with Kaltura, it has to upload and then it has to convert to the Kaltura format. So just be aware of that. This is not something, either of these products, you don't want to do this 5 minutes before the class. Get this done early. So the nice thing about my media is this Add New, I can actually go grab a YouTube video. So that's what I did here. As I just click this, and you have to agree, and then it says, grab the URL from YouTube and put it in here. And this is the share URL. So when I go to YouTube and say I want a video, and let's see if this one has share. And I go in here to share, you grab this URL. Okay, questions on that? All right, so I grabbed that. And I shouldn't have done that, but anyway, put it in here, hit preview, it'll make sure. Notice it says only public YouTube videos. So if the video is a private one, it won't come in here. But that's YouTube. Kaltura Capture is the video recording product that we can use. And when you click this, the very first time you click it, again, it'll ask you to agree, but then it'll say you need to download the desktop recorder.
Donna, sorry to interrupt you. This is Christina. I have a question about the YouTube, if I may.
Sure.
I think we can also share links to YouTube videos, just like in the course. What would be the benefit of sharing that link through my media? Is that
just so you don't have to go look for it? There's no, I mean, it's just one of those, if you don't have it, or you can find it easily in YouTube, if the link breaks or something, you have it in here. It's just a link to YouTube. It's also, I need to bring it in here if I want to make a quiz.
Okay.
So if I've got a YouTube video and I want to add quiz questions in that video, I've got to bring it in my media.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kaltura, it's going to prompt you to download the recorder. Once it does, when you come in here, it prompts you to open it. We'll just let it get started here. So there's a couple of things in here. It can record your screen. It can record your video camera, and it can record audio. You can also decide, like I have dual monitors, so which monitor I want to record, and then whether I want full screen or select an area. So if I wanted to just get a select area, I would click select area, and then it kind of gives me an area, and then I can pull it out or whatever. So it kind of depends on what you're doing. Most of the time I do full screen. Okay. If you are, yep, go ahead.
So I was trying to experiment with this, but it was last week, so I don't exactly remember what I was doing wrong, but I was trying to just video myself. Is that not a good use of this?
Yeah, you can, and that's what I was just going to explain. So a couple of different things. If you want to record just yourself, you want to turn on the camera and turn off the screen. Okay, so then you can see here, you only see me. If instead I've got a PowerPoint presentation and I don't really want my talking head, I'm going to turn on the screen and turn off the camera. If I want a talking head, so a little picture of myself, I turn them both on.
So thanks, Donna. This is great. So that is how you make, I've seen you more than once turn out a little instructional video that guides me through some web page. This is how you make it. And you do it here rather than in Snagit or Camtasia, because this doesn't load it on your computer.
This will automatically upload it to Kaltura when I'm done.
But if you wanted to edit that video by putting in a little header or editing it in some way, then you would have to do it in Kaltura or Snagit, right?
Well, if you want to edit it, there are some editing capabilities inside of my media, and I'll show you that.
Great.
They're very basic.
Basic is good.
But you can do a little bit of
Great.
editing. But yeah, if you want to do a lot of editing, like add extra screens and that kind of stuff, then you need to download it. And there is a way to find the file on your computer, but it's really hidden. It's there, but it's hidden. But anyway, and if you need be, if you've got something up on Kaltura and you need me to download an MP4 file, the file, all you need to do is email me with the exact title. And then I can download the file for you. Unfortunately, you as instructors cannot download the Kaltura videos, but I have a backdoor where I can.
But as instructors, the big benefit of this is we can link this directly into our course and add quizzes to it. And that saves us uploading, and it saves us fumbling around. That is a big benefit.
So if I'm recording now, so it gives me a little countdown, and we're just gonna record here and go back to my media. And, you know, here are my videos. You can see I just play around a lot. And then I'm done. So I'm gonna, are you sure you want to stop? Yes, stop it. You can also just pause it. So it's going to open this up where you can save and upload it. Here's the thing that's really important. You need to name this something that's extremely meaningful as to what this is. I highly recommend that you identify the course, you know, course prefix and number, maybe the semester, and then say what it is. Don't make it a real long title, and, you know, don't put a lot of special characters in there. But name it so you can find it, because if you get a lot of videos, and I have this where an instructor asked me to look at something and they've left it named this, or they've just named it lecture and they've got 20 lecture files, you know. So name it so it's easy. The other thing is describe what's in it. And then the tags here are tags that would identify if someone was searching for the video. So think about if you were searching for this video, what words would you use searching for? Okay. Real important you do this, because I can tell you it's really hard to find stuff when people have a lot. I've got one instructor that's got 300 videos and they're almost named exactly alike. The thing about my media is it's not per course, it's all the videos in all your courses. That's why I suggest adding a semester. Okay. Once you're done that, you hit save and upload. I tell everybody then just walk away from your computer and go have lunch or dinner or a drink or a bike ride. Just let it run. I've seen some of these load really fast if it's not a lot of people trying to upload. I've seen some of them take overnight. Big thing is, again, do not turn your computer off while you're uploading. Questions on that?
Yeah, I have a question. Do we need to upload the video right after we record it? Or because if there is some issues with how long it takes, I may want to record a bunch of videos and then upload them overnight. Would that be an option?
Well, the problem is when I hit save, just save here, it's here. It will give me this, but it's trying to get back to here. That's the hard part. I would highly recommend just to be on the safe side so you don't lose it. You upload it. Okay. But at least make sure you save it.
Okay.
Okay, so here's some that I haven't uploaded because they're the same type of stuff.
And once I upload it, it means that it is accessible in...
Yeah, so what you'll do is you'll see them show up here. And while it's converting, it'll just have it looks like gears running and it'll say converting. And you just got to let it convert. Again, those I've seen take overnight. Once it's converted and you can see the file, then they're here. And then what you do, if you want to add it to a course, a module, just come in here and go to the module you want to add it to. You can add a new page. You got to name the page. So I would say lecture 2, what the lecture is about. Add the item. So here it is. Come in here. Edit this page. And then you want to use this link right here. And hit embed Kaltura media. This is why it's important, because what it does is pull up every single file that I have, and if they're all named the same thing, then I can't find it. Then I can come over here and select, I usually select medium or large. If it's the only thing on the page, I select large. If there's a lot of other content, I'll select medium. But I select it. It puts it in. And then if I save it or save and publish, here it is. Students then have the option to play full screen. You know, they can turn on captioning if the file's captioned. So that's what they can do. And this is just a video that they can watch. Questions on that? So lecture.
You just mentioned something, and I'm just as a footnote, captioning, and I have a question about that. But as far as this is concerned, I think this is clear.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go through everything, and I'll kind of bring up captioning as we go.
Okay. I might have to leave early.
So captioning, CU does, you can work with disability services if you've got an accommodations request. If you don't, I think there's a charge to get it captioned. What I do instead is I've got YouTube account that I make private, and I grab the video and put it in YouTube and let YouTube auto caption it. And then I correct the auto captioning. So YouTube is actually pretty good. So if I come in here and I go to the videos that I've uploaded, I can come in here and edit the video. And then if you go to subtitles, this is the auto captioning. I can then edit this, which is what I did to fix it, because it doesn't put any punctuation in it. And if there's any strange terminology, it might not spell it right. But it's, for the videos that I've captioned, it's been 90 to 95%. It's been amazing how good it is. I've worked with people that I caption that talk really fast, and it does a pretty good job. I haven't worked with someone that has a strong accent, so I don't know how well it works with the accent. I do know you don't want background noise. So if you're in a room that's got a fan and that kind of stuff on, when you're recording, it'll actually think it's a different language and will caption it in the wrong language, and you can't get it switched. You have to actually redo the video. So make sure you're in a quiet room if you want to use the YouTube captioning, so you don't have background noise.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Do you recommend always having captions on your teaching videos?
You know, I do, and I'll tell you why. There's a lot of people that don't identify they have problems. And they really appreciate it. There's also people that, not as much right now, but that would get on a bus, they're watching their stuff on the bus. They can't turn on the audio, but they can sure watch a video with the captioning on. You know, so if they're around a lot of people, they don't want to disturb them. They can still keep up with the schoolwork without having to disturb people. They can watch the captions. So just be aware of that. It's not just for deaf people, it's for anybody that is in a situation where they really can't turn the sound on. So I'm one of those that advocate captioning because I use it. I'm in places where I can't turn on the sound. So it's really nice to have the captioning. And if not the captioning, and I actually take the captioning and put it in a transcript. So people can download the transcript and they can highlight stuff, you know, print it out, mark on it. It's just easier to take in notes. So it's just how successful you want your students to be. And I would, especially for a difficult concept, would recommend it. Questions on that?
Yeah, Donna, so again, you're saying you have to go to YouTube and create your own account, a private account, and then just upload videos to that and then let YouTube do the auto captioning, then go back in and correct there. And then
I can download the captioning. So when I download this, it opens, it's a file like this. So if I was doing a transcript, I would go ahead and take the time to edit this and get out the times and make this readable in paragraphs. So I tend to do that, but people can use it this way. But this is the time stamps where it comes in. But it does a pretty good job. Although, like I said, you have to all this punctuation and all that I put in here on the fact that I identified that she was laughing. I had to add that. But that's the file. And we will use this in PlayPosit.
That's great, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So say now I've got my video and I've decided I want to make sure the quiz are catching the concepts as the video goes. So I want to add some quiz questions. With Kaltura, you can create a video quiz with true, false, and multiple choice questions. So if you just want to ask basic questions, there's also a long answer. The true, false, and the multiple choice are automatically graded, and the grade transfers into grades. The essay aren't automatically graded, and you would have to hand enter the grade into grades. But it's a way for people to, you could ask them to reflect on it. What do you think the important concepts were, so you could see if students were understanding or getting what the knowledge you wanted them from the video. So anyway, I want to create a video quiz. I'm going to go video quiz. And then I select whatever video I want to make a quiz of. So let's do the Hamilton polka. So I'm going to select it. And here it is. And what we're going to do is look at the details. So what's the quiz name? So you can name it whatever you want. You can give them a welcome message, kind of tell them, I would tell them there'll be questions throughout the video. Make sure you answer them all, that they are graded. You can decide whether you want to allow multiple attempts, show them the scores, show them the answers, so you've got some say on that. And then do you want to allow them to change the answers? Can I allow them to skip a question? Here's one. Don't let them go forward. Fast forward to the next question. So most of the time I do check this one because I want them to watch the video, not just go to each question. Okay. So you set these up. So now what I want to do is I'm going to start playing it. And then I'm going to stop because this is where I want to add a quiz question. I'm going to click add a question and multiple choice, true, false. Again, these two are graded. These two are not. This one gives them a place where they can reflect. This is where you can ask them questions. So I want a multiple choice. You're going to type your question, correct answer, additional answers. Notice the first one is always the correct one. I can add more. Change some of these answers, and just add another one, however many I want. Notice that's the correct one. Okay, I can give them a hint. I can give them feedback. Okay, that's this little light bulb up here. Okay, questions on any of that? I can hit save.
And then, sorry, then do they rearrange the questions automatically?
Yeah, the possible answers.
Pardon me, the possible answers, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not always the first one that's correct. Notice in the timeline here, it now shows me that there's a question right there. Okay, I can go ahead and play through it some more. And, you know, wherever I want. I can grab this and go, I know I want it there. Stop. Add a question. Keep doing it. Okay? So you just keep adding the questions you want and hit done when you're finished. Okay? And then we can go back to the media page, or I can preview it. So if I preview it here, I'm going to turn off the sound. It's going to say, you know, here's my welcome message. It's going to tell you what. It's going to go through here and see, it shows me where the question is. And then it'll open it up. I said they could skip it, or I can answer it. And I can hit select, and then I can keep going until the next one. And it'll go all the way through that way. So real quick, easy way to create quizzes. This is especially if you want to just verify they watched it. Like, I've heard of some departments that are going to use the lecture videos as attendance. So they want to add a couple of quiz questions and one right at the end so that they verify the students viewed the whole video. And that's how they're going to use it for attendance. So real quick, easy way to do it. I'm going to go back to my media. And what it does, notice, is it's created a copy of the original video with the word quiz at the end. So it identifies it. Now, let me find the one. So this, I think it's this one. So this one, I want to see what they did. So I'm going to look at analytics. It's going to show me the video analytics. So how many players, you know, how much, you know, did they complete? So just some general high level. But then I can come in here to the quiz questions. And sometimes this doesn't load. I thought I might be on the wrong one. Yeah, I'm on the wrong one. See, and again, this is why you want to name your videos correctly, because notice I have a whole bunch of them named exactly the same thing. So let's look at this one. So again, analytics. Okay, so I should have questions in here. So here's the one question that was an open-ended question, the essay. And here's how the students answered it. Okay, and you can actually put in comments there. So that's how you would see open-ended questions, and if you wanted to grade them. Okay, so now that we've got our quiz created, we got to give them access to it. So the way you do that is you come into assignments, you create an assignment, and you know, I would do more than this. I think I got a bunch of them in here, so I'm going to call this video quiz 6. Give them directions, tell them what's going on. They're going to watch the video. They're going to be asked questions, X number of questions. Let them know. Make sure the points match up to the points in the quiz. So you got to know, okay, what assignment group you want. So this is a quiz, so I'm gonna put it in a quiz. Go display it as points. The submission type is an external tool. Then you click this find. And you kind of come down here to Kaltura. And this gets where you're trying to figure out, well, which one of these. It's the Kaltura video quiz, okay? And don't use this one that says, oh, do not use. So it's Kaltura video quiz. It will then show you all the videos, quizzes you have. Then you can select, and again, it's only going to give you the one. And then you hit select again. And then set whatever else you want in here. And then you can save and publish. Okay, and so this is what the students would see, and they would click it. It's going to give them, again, the welcome message. And then they go through it and answer the questions. Questions?
Yeah, Donna, I have a question here. So let's say I make a quiz, I make a video, and then I put some quiz questions in it. Now I have that asset in Kaltura, My Media.
Correct.
Is it smartest for me to include that in my modules as a video and then to create it as an assignment as well? Because it is essentially operating in two functions. In one function, it's content that goes in my modules, and you showed us how to create a page and put it in the page. But as an assignment, it's also operating as an assignment. Yet that's confusing to my students, because if they click on it as content, do they still get the quiz component?
No, well, what I would do, because again, notice here, I've got two different ones. This one I would put in content that doesn't include the quiz.
But let's say I made the video and I took the time to make a quiz. The video without the quiz is merely material for me. It's not the object. The object is the complete video with the quizzes. With that,
so I would not put this in content, because they will get confused on where they should take the quiz.
right.
If you put it in content, it won't feed in the grade book and will not grade. It has to be in an assignment.
So then, in a way, if I were going to make a bunch of videos and embed quizzes in each one and put them in my modules, my pages would go way down in number, and my assignments would go way up and start doubling up effectively.
Yeah, because it is an assignment. Their assignment is to watch the quiz. So you would add the assignment to content.
Right.
In the directions, you would explain in that assignment, explain that this is the video lecture. And I would explain it to the students the first week of class that we have lectures each week. You're required to watch. There are quizzes inside, embedded in the lectures. Make sure you complete them to get points, or that's how we take attendance, or however you want to do it. You got to explain it. You know, it's the one thing that we've been talking about a lot. Is it's very, very important to over communicate. So really make sure they understand that this is what you're doing and how you're doing it. Okay, if you make sure they understand, then there won't be the panic or the stuff like that. And I would do one at the beginning that's kind of like extra credit, so they can see what it's like. So like if you're doing your course tour or your introduction to yourself, throw in a couple of questions, tell them it's going to be, you know, extra credit or, you know, ungraded, although you'll have to tell the grade book not to use the grades, but some way that they can see what it's going to be like before it actually counts.
Can I throw a quick idea out?
Sure.
I don't know if I'm off base, William, but you said something about making a lot of videos. So say you have 5 videos you want them to watch. If you're trying to keep your modules concise, you could actually create a page and link to all of their assignments from there. And then you would only have that one assignment page in modules. I mean, it takes an extra layer to do that, but it's just one way to do it if you have more videos, like video assignments, than you actually want to list in the module.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
If you put a video into My Media and you know you're going to add a quiz to it, can you skip the step where you add a page and put it in the module? Just go ahead and create the quiz and then save that under assignments?
Yeah, so you can create the quiz. It's going to still be in My Media. And the thing about My Media you get to understand is My Media is your media. It's not your students. They will not see any of this in My Media. They will see if they've uploaded anything. They will see their videos. They won't see yours. Okay, so yes. So if I'm in modules and I want to, instead of adding a video or a page with the video, I can just add an assignment. Okay, so I can come in here and I can go, I want an assignment. And then this is where you got to just make sure there's the one I just created. And I can add it. There it is. It's going to be at the bottom. I want it up here, so I just drag it up. Use the little dots to move it wherever you want, and it's there. So then I wouldn't need this one. And I could just hit the dots way over here and get rid of this one and just give this one. But again, you know, when they open this, you really need to have some directions so they know what it is. So if I'd put directions, they'd be up here, you know, letting them know what this is all about. And I would probably call this, if it was a lecture, I would call this, you know, lecture such and such quiz, video quiz. Let them know it's a video quiz.
Can I ask a question or maybe make a comment? One thing that has always confused me, perhaps because I confuse easily, is that assignments as a category, when you click on that menu option, that includes quizzes or assignments.
Yeah. So assignments, I think, is a really bad term for this tool.
Okay.
Assignments is anything that is graded. This is how you set up your grade book.
Mm-hmm.
Anything in here, so you can group them. So I can have a group that's assignments, which I associate with written, submit a paper. You know, I've got quizzes with all my quizzes. I've got this course I'm playing around with Pearson's mastering. So I have a mastering group and then I have a discussions group. But this is how you set up your grade book. So anything in here will have a grade item in the grade book unless you have said, don't use it, don't count it, or you don't publish it. Okay, so really important that you remember this. I've seen instructors that have come in here and set their whole class in here. Mm. So all their files, everything, because they wanted them to do the files at a specific time. I just, you know, that it's not graded. Don't put it in here if it's not graded, because this goes into the grade book. And that's the hard thing to get if you were used to D2L and now Canvas. That's what you got to understand. The grade book is set up through the assignments tool, not through grades.
And so by the same token, right, if I wanted to set up a quiz, I don't go to quizzes. That's where they go to find it, but that's not where I go to add it.
You can do, so quizzes you can do either place. So I can create them through quizzes, or if I come in here, hang on. I was thinking I could do a quiz in here, but you go through quizzes. And then it will put it in here. So when I go and do a quiz, what I do, this assignment group, I would switch to quizzes.
Okay. Because
it's the group and quizzes. Or the quizzes group and assignments. Okay?
Yeah.
So you make the groups and assignments, and then you pick the assignment group. Same thing with discussions. There's an assignment group, and you got to have created it before you come in here.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Any other questions on that? So yeah, I would recommend you kind of come in and play with my media. The other one that I didn't show you in my media is I can actually, if I have a file, an MP3, MP4 file, I can upload it. It'll upload it to Kaltura. So everything in here is in Kaltura, but it'll put it in here. So if I have a file that I've created from another program, I can bring it in here. Okay.
Sorry, I did have another question, and it's back to those categories again. I can't go in and edit the titles of those menu options, right? Because I would like to say, once you're under assignments, I would like to call that first group written assignments. Is that a possibility or no?
So you can't nest. If I want to call this written assignments, I come over here and click edit.
Oh, okay.
Now I can go written.
Perfect.
And this is also where you can drop highest or lowest in this group.
Right. Great.
Okay. Now, if you only have one category, it won't let you change the name of it. You got to have a second category, and then you can change the name. Don't know why, but that's the way it is. Any other questions? Okay, so this was the easiest way, the best way if you're just doing basic questions for a quiz, uploading your media. I would highly recommend Kaltura. There's another program called PlayPosit. It's much harder to use. It can be a little glitchy, but it gives you more options. So I'm going to show it to you. It can get confusing, so bear with me if I draw a blank. But it does give you some more options. And if you go to OIT's website and just search for PlayPosit, it talks about it here. And it tells you how to access it. So the URL is playposit.colorado.edu. And that's how you get to it. So it will ask you to log in. And then it opens a page wherever you have your files, or where you brought your files in. So PlayPosit, they say you can't upload. There is an option to upload, but it's mostly you're bringing in your videos from Kaltura. You can bring in videos from YouTube. There's a couple other ones. So this is the site. It kind of tells you here's the videos. You know, I am a co-owner of these. Then these are mine. Tells me how many people have viewed them. When was it last modified? that kind of stuff. Each one of these is called a bulb. I don't know why it's called a bulb, but it's called a bulb. So the terminology in here gets a little confusing. So if I want to create a quiz or a bulb, I'm going to click add new bulb. Let me go back one just because I gotta. So you got to click on the black button. Do not click this download or this button. This actually creates a student interaction, which means it gives the students the option to create their own bulbs. Okay, so make sure you click on add a new bulb, the words. It's going to open up and it's going to give you some just things to know about PlayPosit. But then you click anywhere to get to this page. So I'm going to create a quiz. I can use the videos I've uploaded. I can put in a URL. I can upload a MP4. I can upload an MP3. Supposedly, we're not supposed to be able to do this, but it's letting me. I can grab something from Kaltura. I can grab something from YouTube, or I can grab something from Vimeo. Okay. So YouTube, if I want to grab a YouTube one, again, go get that URL, you know, the share URL, copy it. And put it in the search YouTube. It'll bring it in. Okay. Then again, make sure you title it. So I would identify which class this is in and then what it's about. Okay. So I get hit done here, but I know this video is captioned in YouTube. I want to grab the captioning from YouTube. So I'm going to go customize. I'm going to fetch the captions. So I can fetch the captions. If I couldn't fetch the captions, but I had, it's a VTT file, an SRT file. And I think Zoom is a VTT file. If you save a Zoom recording up to the cloud, I think you can download a VTT file. But I'm going to fetch the captions. And then it's actually going to show me, you know, there's two of them in here. And I can look at this and say, do I want it or do I want to trash it? I don't want the auto-generated one. I'm going to trash it. This is the one I want. I want it visible. I can actually even have a caption file link in a new tab. But then I'm going to hit, this is where it gets confusing. Do I hit customize or done? They both kind of do the same thing. It kind of brings it here. Now it's done. So one done finishes, the other one is you click twice and get the same place. I could trim and crop here if I want to. And then hit done. Okay. So I'm not gonna get in this a lot, but you could add multiple videos. So if you have, you know, 3 5-minute videos that you want to group in one quiz, you could. Okay. I can then apply a template. And what this is I can add a poll question. I can add a reflective pause. I can add a discussion, a pre, a post, a summative assessment, check for understanding. Anyway, there's a bunch in here. So just be aware of that. I can close the template gallery, but now I want to add an interaction. And you can see here it says add an interaction at 0. Well, that's not where I want it. So I want to start through here, start watching it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the.
All right, so say I want the interaction all the way up to here.
Review.
So now, once I've got it, I can choose what I want. Do I want a multiple choice? I could do a fill in the blank, a checkout, which is a multiple answer, a multiple choice with multiple answers. I can poll, free response is an essay, a discussion. Okay, I can pause it to allow students to think or take notes. I can embed a website, and then there's again some templates in here. So I want to add, go ahead.
Donna, sorry. How does this go beyond Kaltura?
So Kaltura, these, you've got multiple choice, true, false. You don't have multiple answer, you don't have fill in the blank, you don't have poll. This gives you more options.
I see, that is more options.
If it's something that would help you, and one of them I could see in a math class, and I have not really played with this much, you can actually create math questions that then give students different combinations. So you could add more here where they, you know, have to answer one of these, and then it gives you more. I have not played with this a lot. So I'm not an expert, so I don't want to tell you how to do it.
But that is legitimately different.
Yeah, so it gives you more options. Okay, when I go through here and just keep adding questions, so again, multiple choice, I can choose, all right, I do want a multiple choice, here's the question, here's the answer, here's the other answer, here's more answers, here's more answers. And it's even going to tell me I've duplicated one. Okay, and then whichever one's correct, you have to click. So you got to remember to do that. There are options here that I can add feedback. I could add jumps. So if they got this one right, I could jump them to another place in the video. Advanced gives you, what do you want them, what are you going to allow them to do? So this is randomize the order, allow more than one attempt. Can they rewind before answering? So if they want to go back and, okay, I'm not sure I got that. So there's some customization there, and then I go done. So it adds it in, and then I can come along here, add another interaction. I want to fill in the blank. Here's my question. By the way, my students are Martian. Add the input blank. Notice it puts that in. Now I'm going to type the answer. Okay. I could keep going here and add another input blank. Type the answer. And then the same advanced, the same feedback, that kind of stuff, done. Okay. So just kind of go all the way through. When you're done answering your questions, you're going to go review. Again, it's going to ask you the title, tag it, playback options, privacy. So public meaning this can be seen by anybody, only of your institution, site. So you can make what you want, and then you save and exit. And here it is. Okay. Now, as far as actions, so I can look at the settings again. I can preview it. If you click assign, it's going to say you've got to assign it through Canvas. I can do collaborate, which gives me a URL or embed code where I can actually put it in content where they can watch it but it's, again, not graded. They'll see the questions, but it's not graded. It's not hooked to the grade book. So that's what this does. And then,
I'm sorry. So how do I get this back into Canvas?
okay, I'm going to show you that next. Okay, so there's some other things in here, your analytics. Excuse me, I can delete it, whatever I want. So once I've created my bulb, come back into Canvas. Guess what? It's exactly, almost exactly like Kaltura as far as getting it. So new assignment, you know, I'll call this PlayPosit just so I know. Make sure the points match up. Make sure you put it where you want. It's an external tool. This time we're looking for PlayPosit. Okay, so here's PlayPosit. Come back up here. Click it. Okay. This is where it's like, now what do I do?
Yeah.
Set bulb link. It gives you your list, whichever one you want. Click it. Set bulb link. You want to link to yes. You know, is it self-paced? Yes. You know, live broadcast, learner made bulb. It's a self-paced. Link. Select. Do all the rest of your stuff, save and publish. So as an instructor, when you come into this assignment, this is what you see. Let me show you what a student sees. As a student, they come in here. And they look for their assignment, and that's not the one I just did. So notice I think it was that one. This is what they see. All right, they wouldn't get that. That kind of shows me that I'm impersonating this person. But then they click it, it'll come through.
Hello, everyone.
I'm going to pause it. But the other nice thing about this is it gives me this where I can take notes and save them. If it's got a transcript, it would actually see that. And the thing is, notice it says enable captioning to view live transcript. Again, students have to turn on the captioning, and then they can select with the captioning. Now, what I don't like about this is the caption is a little high. It needs to be a little lower, but it's there, and the students can watch the captioning. They can go large screen. They can, you know, work on their sound. They can speed it up or slow it down if you've allowed that in the settings. So like, I was watching one video, I was like, oh man, she's talking so fast, so I slowed it down a little. So just be aware of that. That's kind of PlayPosit. Questions?
I have a question. In addition to the additional options for in terms of the type of questions that you can make, PlayPosit would allow you to edit your videos in a more easy way than Kaltura would do. I struggle a little bit. I think Kaltura seemed very straightforward to use, that I struggle a little bit with. I would like to be able to edit my video. So I was wondering if that's something that.
Yeah, PlayPosit, you have already got to have created the video. PlayPosit is not a video recording system. It is strictly used to create quizzes. So you either have to have an MP4 video, a Kaltura video, a YouTube video, a Vimeo video, okay, that you add to your bulbs in PlayPosit. So you have to have created the video wherever you want to create the video.
That's not allowed to edit the video either.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're, I know a lot of instructors are doing lectures using Zoom. You can either save to the cloud where it'll do a transcript for you and then download everything, or you can just save it to your computer and it'll give you the video without transcripts. And then you've got that MP4 that you can upload to PlayPosit. But yeah, you can't create the video in PlayPosit.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
If you do want to record your lecture, are there any advantages to using Zoom over Kaltura or using Kaltura over Zoom?
You know, if it's a short lecture, Kaltura is probably as fast. The thing about Zoom is it does give you that option if you save it to the cloud where it will transcribe. The transcription is nowhere near as good as YouTube. So if you stumble, it'll put strange words in. If you go, it'll put strange words in. If you have an accent, it's not good. And it's not easy to edit. You have to edit each little piece, so it's slower, but it gives you a starting point. So I've seen a lot of instructors do that. Again, kind of personal preference, what you're comfortable with, what you want to do. It's, you know, we've just got two different options for the video casting that I'm showing you today. A lot of people do it other ways. The big thing to remember if you're going and finding a free video screening, video casting software, make sure it saves it so that it's not a Flash-based player, because Flash is, you know, going away at the end of the year. Make sure it's an HTML5 player. But this is what we have. Now, I know I went through PlayPosit really fast, and PlayPosit can be confusing. They have a knowledge base. Let me put this in chat, hang on. This is actually really hard to get to. Because if you're in the PlayPosit page, where is it? I think I might have gotten out of it. There's this help, but it's not useful at all. Let me move everybody out of the way here again. It doesn't really do much. And if you're logged in here and you try to go to just playposit.com to get to the knowledge base, it'll keep logging you back in. So you got to go to this knowledge.playposit.com to get to the knowledge base. And again, it does have, you know, a bunch of videos. This one's really good. So the fact that I'm going, okay, how did she add that to Canvas? There's a pretty good video in here on it. If you watch this, the only thing is she talks really fast. So you have to really pay attention, but it does let you kind of talk you through it on how to do it. Other questions?
what would you recommend if we want to edit a video? Maybe the question is a little bit outside this workshop, but in addition to, like, this is focused on including quizzes, but if I have been recording and then I realize that I want to like delete part of my video, I want to edit it.
So Kaltura will let you clip sections of video. So hang on, let me get out of here. If I'm in my media, and I go into my video that I want to edit, and I would edit it before you add the quiz because it will mess up your timing. I can come in here and hit edit. And it'll let me see stuff, change edits here, and then I can launch the editor. And then what you'd want to do is, I can never remember, there's a way to flip this. Okay, Becky, help me.
Are you in the quiz version?
Yeah.
I think you have to be out of the quiz version in the original video.
I wasn't. I clicked the wrong one. Let's go in here. This is the non-quiz version.
I don't think it will let you edit a video once you attach a quiz to it.
And then it's launch editor. Right?
What in the world? Yeah, let me go check one in my media and see if it's something in my media.
So while you're looking, I'll just put in a plug for Camtasia, which is a separate program for editing video, and it's pretty straightforward. It lets you, it's a far different interface, takes a minute or, you know, takes 10 minutes to kind of figure it out, but it lets you work in different layers and tracks, and it lets you put in transitions and PowerPoints and even write texts. I don't know if you saw my welcome video that I made for the community course, but there's a whole bunch of things in that. And I knocked it out in Camtasia pretty quickly.
Okay, here we go. What it was is because when I was trying to edit a YouTube video, it won't let me do that. It has to be a Kaltura video. And then I've got the option to take out and clip here. You just got to be really careful what you're doing. So if I want to clip the front, I want to do, so you got to kind of, this is not easy. So I'm putting it there. I know I've done this.
Hit the scissors, right?
I know if I split it there we go. So I could get rid of this, or I could get rid of this, and then I hit trash. You got to just be careful. So always make a copy of your video first. So when you save something you've edited, hit save a copy. It's not the easiest thing to edit because notice it's now stuck to my mouse. Drives me nuts.
So another thing I've seen here is when you cut clips using the scissors, because this actually just confused me a couple days ago, and you delete segments. So say you split it and then you delete the middle segment. In a lot of video editing software, you have to then pull the different clips together. You do not have to in Kaltura. If you just leave those blank spots when you save the copy, it's going to automatically skip them. I spent about 20 minutes trying to figure out how to condense everything, and you don't have to.
Yeah. So, you know, Camtasia, if I edit, I use Camtasia. You can download a 30-day version, free version of Camtasia. if you've got multiple emails, you can do, and I'm not saying this, multiple times, different email each time. And if you've got like 4 or 5 emails, by the time you get to the 5th email, you can start back with the first email. So there are, they might figure it out, but I would suggest if you want to use Camtasia to edit, you make your videos first, and then download the 30-day trial, play with your video, edit it, get them all done. So if you run out of your trial, Camtasia's got some really good tutorials and all that helps you, where you can add, a slide, you can add new clips in, that kind of stuff. So it is a pretty good editing software.
Awesome.
Other questions?
Donna, maybe would you put in the, if you can, in the chat for this, the links to your tutorial videos in continuing ed? We have covered a lot of ground, and I think that people will need to be reminded that continuing ed has a tremendous resource of learning videos that can help people. So given this video, I think people will be a little more willing to dive in to some of the affordances here, but they're going to need some tutorial sessions and some supports. So thank you.
This is I just put in the whole learning design group, and then if you come under remote, you can see tutorials. We have broken it out a little easier to find specific. Right now, we don't have tutorials in there for PlayPosit. We are working on them. It's so complicated because there's so many little things. And now that it took me forever to find the knowledge base for PlayPosit. So now that we have that, it's actually, their videos are pretty good, other than she's really fast, but we do have how to create assignments and that kind of stuff, and content and pages in here. And if you think there needs to be other tutorials, we ask that you just email us. And, or if you have questions or help. We also have virtual office hours on Tuesdays starting at 2 p.m., Thursdays starting at 10 a.m. every week through July on Zoom. You can sign up or just drop in. There's also an announcement about this inside of Canvas on your dashboard. So please feel free. You don't have to be there right at 10 or 2. We are there the whole time, and we have people come in and out. It's just like a regular drop-in. We help people with stuff. And again, just like today, if there's something that we're not sure of the answer, or there's someone we know is a better expert, we will contact them or tell you who to contact. Or like we had a couple of weeks ago, we had a person come in about the exam proctoring service, Proctorio, and he presented on it in it. So we'll do that kind of stuff in these. Other questions or anything else I can help you with? Because we've got a half hour, so I can answer other questions or attempt to.
I think we're good. I think, Donna, this was wonderful. You took us through a tremendous amount of material. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
Others.
And thank Becky for helping me when I drew a blank.
Becky, thank you.
My 2 times. It was great.
I do have a quick parting question before we leave. Is there any way when you're linking or when you're embedding Kaltura videos or from the My Media Kaltura place or location. Is there any way to simply just add a link as opposed to it inserting the little graphic of the video that's either large, medium, or small? That takes up a lot of real estate on pages, and it just bothers the heck out of me. For that reason, I just do Zoom, because I can just add links.
Yeah, unfortunately, unless Becky knows something, there's no way to grab just the URL
of a Kaltura video.
I mean, if you're familiar with HTML code, I could come in here. Let's see if this works. I could get rid of.
So you're just trying to link to the video instead of have it show up in the page?
Yes.
Yeah, when I look here and I look at the URL, it's got a bunch of stuff in here because that's the U.
I mean, you could try to, is it href?
Okay, yeah.
In other words, we're not totally sure. There may be a way.
Yeah, because see, here's the source. But
What
then
if you made it
this
small?
URL is really long. And it's got a bunch of, because it's got the player and everything else in it. So I don't think you can.
If Ray's just looking for less real estate being taken up, what if you change that width 608 to something really small?
Yeah, or I could have put it in small, which would have put it in about, well, let's do it. I'll add it as small. When it does this, I find if you close out and you come back in, it'll usually load. There we go. So if I select this, that one was large. Now I go small.
Another thing, but this would probably be a different meeting because you're getting into some design stuff, is that you could do columns so that your videos are next to each other and you're not scrolling as much.
Let me get it down. So that's I'm on a huge monitor, so it's pretty big for me. But that's kind of without zooming in like I had zoomed.
Okay, well, that answers my question. Thank you.
Okay.
And I guess maybe one last final question. I joined late and I just had the audio on when you first started, but all of the, you said something about limited to 5-minute video. So if I recorded a large, an hour and a half long video for a class session, I would not be able to have that guy subject to quiz insertion and stuff. It has to be a 5-minute video.
Yeah, so what I was talking about with the 5-minute comments is this icon right here that you can use. It's available in assignments. So if you wanted to do a recording, this is 5 minutes. But something to be aware of with your lectures, if you record an hour-and-a-half video, your students will not watch it. What you need to do is think about your lecture and break it out into chunks. So say, you lecture in the classroom face to face. You usually, I assume, cover some material and then you pause for questions or a discussion. That's what you want to do in a video. A chunk, a chunk, a chunk. So your hour lecture should be, 6 10-minute videos. So you want to keep all the studies have shown that, 8 10 minutes is about all a person will pay attention to. You're going to lose them. So if you give them chunks, give them time to take a drink of water, go to the bathroom, come back, watch the next chunk, think about it, that kind of stuff. They'll be much more successful at retaining the material.
I thought that what the pause button was for when they're watching.
I agree. My understanding is that most of the literature, all the literature supports the smaller chunked video.
Yeah. The other thing you've got to remember, and it's hard to think about it, but there are a lot of students that have really bad internet connections. If they're up in the mountains, they're out in the plains, they are in another country. They could have problems also with everything else going on in the world with COVID and everything else, and kids in the house, and maybe sick parents and sick people in the house. There are going to be a lot of disruptions. And so the pause button won't work because they'll, especially if you have kids in the house and you hit pause and walk away, you know what's going to happen. The kids are going to do something. So by giving them chunks, it just it helps them be more successful. Does that help?
It does. Thank you.
Okay. Other questions?
All right. Let me thank Donna and Becky and everyone for joining us. I'm going to post this as soon as we can get it transcribed, and I wish you all well, and I hope to see you Monday at 11:30 for Jem Corcoran's presentation. All right, onwards.
Have a good
Have
day,
a
everyone.
great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.